Haha. You know, I've always dreamed of seeing all those amazing cathedrals all over Europe, but, until I can swing that, I guess this is the next best thing, right? We get to explore them all through these deep dives, and today we headed to a place you might not think of when you think of those classic big cathedrals.
Yeah, not the first place that pops to mind, right?
Exactly. Liechtenstein, tiny country, big cathedral.
Absolutely. Tucked away in this little country is the Vaduz Cathedral. That's what we're going to dive into today.
Now, I'm curious, what makes this cathedral so special, so picture-worthy? I mean, it was featured on Picture of the Day, right? So it must have something special going on. And looking at the picture, what strikes me is that it doesn't really look like your typical medieval cathedral, you know?
You're right on the money with that. This one was actually built way later in 1874, and it's built in this Neo-Gothic style.
Neo-Gothic.
Okay, which was super trendy in the 19th century. Basically, it's like a revival, a reimagining of the classic Gothic style, but with a 19th century spin on it. You can almost feel the architects trying to capture that old grandeur, but with their own modern twist. Like, instead of those super elaborate flying buttresses you see in a real Gothic cathedral, Vaduz Cathedral has these more, you could say understated, but definitely still elegant buttresses that give it the unique look.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like a modern take on a classic, like an echo of the past or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of echoes, this cathedral's got some pretty cool secrets hidden right under the surface.
Literally underground, yeah. Vaduz Cathedral isn't just sitting on some random plot of land. They actually built it right on top of the foundations of an older medieval structure.
Oh, wow.
So there's a whole history buried right there. Makes you wonder, what was there before? Was it another church? What secrets could those old foundations tell us, about how the people practiced religion back then, how the community changed and grew over time?
Yeah, wow. That adds a whole new dimension to the cathedral, doesn't it? It's not just one building. It's like a storybook of faith, centuries of it, all layered right there at Liechtenstein. And there's another twist to this story, right? It wasn't always a cathedral.
That's right. For most of its history, it was a parish church, serving the local folks. But then, boom, in 1997, they upgraded it to cathedral status.
Like it leveled up.
Exactly. And that's not just a random decision. It usually reflects some kind of change in the religious landscape. Maybe the community grew bigger, or maybe they wanted to create like a landmark, a more important religious center.
Interesting. So it's like the building itself got promoted. And on top of all that, it's got this kind of unique patron saint, right?
Yeah, definitely. Vaduz Cathedral is dedicated to Saint Florinus of Ramus, usually just called Florin, a 9th century saint. Not as famous as some of the others, this is a great chance to learn about some of those less well-known figures who still played a big part in religious history.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I have to say, the way the picture captures the nave and the choir, it's beautiful, the heart of the cathedral. Imagine all the people who gathered there over the centuries, praying, singing, celebrating. I mean, it must just radiate a special kind of energy.
It really does. And it just leads to more questions, doesn't it? What other stories, what echoes are hidden in the walls of this place? How has this recent promotion to cathedral status reflected how Liechtenstein sees itself? What does it tell us about faith in this small, fascinating country?
There's so much to think about. And that's the beauty of these deep dives, right? We uncover these little mysteries, spark our curiosity, make us want to learn more. So go out there and explore.